Our second most useful defense is our hand defenses. Basic hand defenses are as follows. We can start by just something called a full block, where how I like to think of it is you put the tips of your fingers together like so, and then you just look through a little window like this. Now, this basically stops any straight shots from getting through. And what we can do is we can slightly close it up as the shot comes, just to absorb the impact. Next, we've got a block. Now, when it comes to blocks and parries, think about each person as though they have a mirror in front of them as opposed to an actual opponent. When he throws a jab, I'm blocking it with my mirror image, same hand. So he's obviously throwing a jab with his left hand, but I'm blocking it with my right, or I'm parrying it with my right, like so. But if he throws his right hand, I'm blocking it with my left. One more. Blocking and parrying are two slightly different things. Blocking is basically just catching a punch. So if he throws a jab, all I'm doing is I'm just turning my hand, putting a little bit of force behind it, and just catching a shot like that. When we're blocking, we want to make sure that we're putting some weight behind it. We're being confident when we're blocking the shots, because if someone's starting to throw bombs and I'm not being confident with it, then they're just going to punch straight through our hand defenses and still be able to cause a lot of damage. When it comes to defending the jab with your hands, blocking is by far the most useful thing to do. But as soon as we've done that, we'll talk about this more in counter punching. We want to fire something back, so we catch a jab and we throw our own jab back, for example. We catch the jab, come over the top with the right hand. When they're throwing their backhand, we want to parry it, so we take them off balance if we can, and then we can throw counters like so. So blocking and parrying is your two best hand defenses, really. And it's going to take a lot of practice. So every time you're sparring, shadow boxing on the pads, think about using these hand defenses to just throw some straight shots. So we just get used to blocking and parrying those straight shots. Next one is going to be blocking to the body. Now, if I'm throwing big hooks to the body like so, you're going to need to use your elbows, keep them nice and tucked in, and then catching these shots as they come in. Now, if you've already got a really good shape, a really tight defense, then you don't need to worry about this too much, because your elbows are going to be nice and tucked in and they don't have to move a great deal to catch these shots. When it comes to straight shots, all I'm going to do is, if he throws a jab to the body, I'm just bringing my elbows together like so, catching that shot. Or I could also parry and move it down. You can actually wind it out of the way as well. But just tapping that and taking it off course is enough to block the shot. Something we also want to talk about is varying your defenses. As much as you want to vary your offenses, if your opponent can see a pattern in your defenses, then they're likely to take advantage of that. So if you're always parrying this jab to the body, then they might feint the jab to the body and come with a left hook to the head after you've dropped your hand down to try and parry it. So when you're defending that jab to the body, just mix it up every now and then. And the same goes for all the other defenses. Hooks and uppercuts to the head are also something we can defend with our hands. So when it comes to blocking shots to the head, say a left hook, all we're doing is bringing our hand slightly up. It should already be about here anyway, but we're just covering our temple with it like so. I'm also not extending my hand open like this and having my hand flat to my head, because if you've watched any of Deontay Wilder's knockouts, you'll know that he can just knock people out by punching them on their guard even. So it's best to keep a glove like this, so the padding covering your fingers actually acts as a bit of a padding on your temple. Same goes for the right hook to the head. And we're blocking with confidence again. We're making sure that we're not just being flimsy. We're blocking with confidence. So making those shots, making sure those shots don't get through. We're being disciplined with blocking. When it comes to defending uppercuts, we can, say if you throw a left uppercut, we can catch that mirror side. So if he throws the left uppercut, I block it with my right. I'm just catching that shot there. Same with the right uppercut. I'm just catching that uppercut. Another way we can defend these is using our shoulders. So if we just turn it, if you throw a right uppercut, if I just turn my shoulder like so, there's no way I'm going to get caught with an uppercut now, because there's no gap coming from down to up. So any shot they throw, we can just deflect like so. So using a combination, varying up our defenses again, that's how we can block the uppercuts. Like so. Another way you can do that is simply just by laying back, but we'll cover that in the head movement section. Another variant you'll see Tyson Fury do a lot is the wedge block. And that's where, say if you're throwing a left hook, I'm going to extend my arm out and sort of jam my elbow into his bicep almost. We're trying to catch it like so. And if you can catch it at the right time with enough force, then you'll actually do a lot of damage to their arm. Same with the right hook. And this leaves them really open for your own shots or coming from the left side. Like so. Another semi-related defense is called the shoulder roll, which Floyd Mayweather uses a lot, but we'll cover this more in the head movement part of the module. And that's essentially where your opponent throws a right hand. We're just deflecting it with our shoulder. We're bringing our shoulder up like so and protecting our chin and deflecting that right hand. Another point which I wanted to make is about your shape. If you've got really good shape, then your defense and your hand defenses will already be pretty easy to master. So you're already pretty much in the right position to catch all these shots and defend your body and head.